Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are tearing apart the old playbook and giving you a brand new one for making money in 2026. Look, if you've got this feeling that the old rules, they just don't work anymore, especially with AI changing literally everything, well, you're not wrong. Let's dive into what actually works now.
So let's just start with a huge reality check right up front. The game has changed. I mean, completely. All those side hustles that were working just a couple of years ago, basic drop shipping, simple online tasks, a lot of that is just getting wiped out by automation. So if you're sick and tired of chasing trends that are basically dead by the time you even hear about them, you're in the right place.
Okay, so how do we cut through all that noise? Simple. We're going to follow this exact blueprint. First, we'll filter out all the junk, the stuff that just wastes your time. Then, we'll walk through 3 different tiers of opportunity, from easy wins all the way up to building an empire. And at the very end, we're going to talk about the one single rule that makes this whole thing actually work.
All right, first things first, before we even think about making money, we have to stop you from losing it, or just as bad, wasting your precious time. And step 1 for that is applying what our source material calls the trash bucket filter. You got to run every single new idea through this.
And the first question in this filter is, without a doubt, the most important one you can ask yourself right now. Is AI already replacing this? I mean, are you trying to do something that a machine can already do faster, cheaper, and, let's be honest, probably better? We're talking about basic stuff like captioning videos or simple data entry. If the answer is yes, it's a total non-starter. Just move on.
Question number 2. Are you trying to board a sinking ship? Seriously, if an entire industry is shrinking or just becoming obsolete, it doesn't matter how great you are or how hard you work, you're fighting a losing battle from the second you start.
And last up, the big gut check question. Is it just way easier to lose money at this than it is to make it? Think about things like day trading or flipping crypto. Yeah, some people win, but for most folks, the odds are just fundamentally stacked against you. It's basically a super fast way to watch your money disappear. Okay, so if you answered yes to any of those questions, your idea goes right here, into the trash bucket. We're talking NFT flipping, MLMs, those super basic tasks on Fiverr. These are business models that are either totally obsolete, way too crowded, or in some cases pretty much designed for you to fail. Time to just let them go.
All right, now that we've cleared out all the junk, let's get to the good stuff. Where do you actually start? Welcome to Tier 1, the easy wins. This is all about getting some quick momentum. We're talking about high-income skills you can get up and running in less than 60 days. The goal here, build some confidence, and way more importantly, get some real cash flowing. So check out the breakdown here. The key thing to see is that combination of low difficulty and a fast turnaround to getting paid. The goal here is not to build $1 million empire on day 1. Nope. It's about getting that first win on the board. It's about building momentum, learning how to actually work with clients, and just proving to yourself, hey, I can actually do this.
And here are some perfect examples of what a Tier 1 play actually looks like. The theme here is simple. You're not reinventing the wheel, you're just solving a simple but really annoying problem for someone else. Small businesses are getting buried in calls. Boom, you set up an AI chatbot for them. Every creator needs short-form video. You can learn to edit that. You've got busy executives who hate admin work. You become their virtual assistant. You are solving a real pain point.
Okay, let's level up. We're moving on to Tier 2, solving bigger problems. Now, this is where the mindset makes a huge shift. You're going to stop being just a task doer, and you're going to start becoming a problem solver, a real problem solver for businesses that need to grow.
And you can see it in the numbers, right? The income potential takes a massive leap, but so does the difficulty and the time it takes to get profitable. This tier is perfect for someone who's already got a bit of a skill and is ready to build something more stable, something that can really scale.
And this quote, this just nails the entire mindset for Tier 2. It's about a guy named Sam who worked for the author. And the reason he got a Porsche GT4 as a bonus, it's because he didn't just do work. He delivered growth. He took ownership. When you can make that switch in your own head, from just doing tasks to delivering real results, your value just, skyrockets.
So the opportunities in this tier get a lot more strategic. See the pattern? You're not just editing videos, you're offering high-quality motion graphic design. You're not just writing social media posts, you're building an AI-powered content agency. You're not just doing a task, you're building a system that delivers a measurable, valuable outcome for a business.
So how do you actually succeed in Tier 2? It really boils down to 2 pro tips. Number 1,
You need proof. You have to build 3 to 5 solid case studies that show you can get results. Maybe you do the first few for a discount, whatever it takes. Number 2, you stop selling your time by the hour. Instead, you use that proof to sell outcome-based monthly retainers. That's how you get predictable, recurring revenue, and that is the foundation of a real business.
And that brings us to the top of the mountain. Tier 3, the empire plays. Now, let's be crystal clear. This is the hard bucket. This is not for everyone. This is for the long-term thinkers, the people who don't just want a business, they want to build an asset, a real empire that can generate truly massive wealth.
I mean, look at these numbers. The potential is absolutely staggering. But you got to look at the other columns too. High difficulty and a time frame of years, maybe even a decade. This takes capital. It takes serious expertise. It takes leadership. At this point, you're not a freelancer anymore. You're not even an agency owner. You are building a machine.
So what does an empire play look like? Well, these are the home runs. This is stuff like buying a boring business, think a laundromat or a storage facility, and then just turbocharging it with AI and automation. Or building your own software products. Or even taking the systems you built for your own agency and licensing them out to other companies. The key is you're building something that has real equity, real value, with or without you being there every day. Okay, so we've laid out the entire map. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. But you know what? None of it means a thing if you fall into the one trap that just destroys almost every single person who tries to start something new.
And this right here, this is the enemy. It's called shiny object syndrome. It's that itch you get to jump from one idea to the next. You try a Tier 1 thing for 2 weeks, then you hear about a Tier 3 play and you jump to that. Then you find another new Tier 1 idea, and every single time you switch, your progress resets to 0. Look, most people don't fail because they had a bad idea. They fail because they just didn't stick with one idea long enough for it to work.
So what's the antidote? How do you beat this thing? It's this number. Just this one number. It represents a simple but incredibly powerful commitment. And it's what separates the people who actually build something from the people who are just constantly starting over.
It's called the 1,000-day rule. And the principle is simple. You have to commit to one single path for roughly 3 years. Why? Because you have to survive what they call the flat first year, that painful period where you're working your tail off and it feels like nothing is happening. You have to push through that because that's the only way you get to the exponential hockey stick growth that comes later.
So how do you actually commit? 2 steps, and they're simple, but they are not easy. First, you choose one path from this blueprint we just went through, a Tier 1, a Tier 2, whatever it is, and you make a real decision to stick with it for 1,000 days, no matter what. Second, you document your journey publicly. Post on social media, make videos, whatever. Create that accountability. It will be the thing that forces you to keep going when you really want to quit.
So when you boil it all down, this entire blueprint, all the tiers, all the ideas, it really just comes down to one single question. It's not about which idea is best. It's about which one you will commit to. The real winners in the next few years won't be the people who know the most stuff. It'll be the people who do the most stuff, who actually execute. So the only question left is, which blueprint will you commit to for the next 1,000 days?